Hey.
Good evening and welcome to episode 4 of Boiled Pierce, as part of Andy Jack Week. So without any further ado, we'll have some introductions. We have our resident Irishman, Aidan Sweeney. Good evening, Aidan.
Good evening. How are you doing? I'm hard at work here, heavily in training.
Are you getting on the burn-ons, ready for the big fight?
Yeah, all psyched up for it now. All psyched up for it now.
Right, good man. Good evening, Chaz, or should I say Chaz World?
If you smell what the Chaz is cooking. I'm in training too. I thought I'd start off by lifting something light, like Andy's bank balance. I tell you what, you should put his crackhead niece to work on the fucking corners.
All the way from Sweden, we have Jim. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, everybody.
Are you in training?
Yes, I have been lifting many reindeer's tails this week.
Very good. Good evening, Simon. What sort of training are you in?
Yeah, I'm going for it big time. I got the beans. You know what I mean? I got the beans.
Got the beans. Your volume's a bit low there.
Got the beans. I'm into doing beans.
Jagger beans. Your eyes have gone black.
Yeah, his eyes are evil.
He's spent too long down the bastion. He's been possessed.
Yes.
And good evening, our Sheffield Steel, Mr. Wayne Hudson.
Good evening. I've been training also. I've been training my fighting skills against somebody with the same bottle and caliber as Dodgy Dave. This creature.
Just white box it.
Puts up quite a fight.
He looks tough. Nearly as tough as Andy Jack's security team. Actually, he looks tougher. Good man, Aidan. Good man.
Good lift. Come on, keep it burning.
Well, I would like to thank Andy Jack for his kind offer to sponsor the show, which is great. It's our first sponsor, and as I did send him a message earlier, so as it's a verbal contract, he suggested we accepted, and he now owes us £1,000.
Yep.
So Andy, if you're watching, thanks for the offer of sponsorship. It's very kind of you. Yeah, round of applause.
Well done, Andy. Good man.
Thank you.
Good man.
Good sport.
All donations gratefully accepted.
We do accept credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, or a lockup full of baseball caps. That'd be fine.
Yeah, we do take payment in gold.
Yeah, any old second-hand tap. Or if you've just got a bag of bolts just come in from China, that'd be handy.
Yeah, we'll take an IOU on thumb screws.
Yeah, from that well-known Chinese woman, Cindy.
He's having to smuggle them in illegal immigrants' arses.
Yeah, it's just when his mail-order bride arrives, he'll have to quickly give her a quick body search to find a bucket of bolts.
That's not her name.
Is that why they have to stab her in the dark?
Ting tong. Well, we're all in training, which is good. I also think that Jim has got an apology to make to you, Andy. So
Yes, that's absolutely true. For the second week running, we feel we're in the need to make an apology. So here it goes. During last week's Boiled Piss show, I made some rather advised remarks about my childhood hometown of Swindon. In the days following the show, I was contacted by a certain Mr. Coxwell of Swindon Borough Council, and as a result of that conversation, would like to make the following statement. At one point in the show, I inferred that the population of Swindon suffered from extensive inbreeding. This is completely of my own invention and is clearly not the case. Something Andy and his son's strapping butch life partner are all living testament to. Later in the show, hang on. Later in the show, I implied that... Go on, Chaz.
His son looks like his dad was actually Shergar. With that fucking horse grin. That could eat an apple through a fucking tennis racket.
Carry on, Jim.
Couldn't possibly comment. Yes, carrying on. Later in the show, I implied that children in Swindon seldom reach the age of 5 without being sexually abused by their father. This is also far from accurate, as Mr. Coxwell has now assured me that Swindon Borough Council has made significant progress in this area, and that now nearly 50% of Swindonian children manage to successfully navigate into their teenage years without being molested, at least by a family member. Lastly, I'd like to apologise for alleging that Swindon actively recruits Romanians to come and live there. This too is not the case, and I wish to make it clear that Swindonians would never even consider making such an action or making such an offer. That's because they're mostly racist. So that's my apology to everybody in Swindon. Sincerely meant.
Thank you, Jim. That was very, very, very moving. Well, next week also got to mention that Andy's best friend forever, Canterbury Dodgy Dave, had made some fantastic videos. When I say fantastic, I mean shit. Lampooning us all. One of them wasn't too bad, but we were going to play some on the show tonight, but unfortunately Dave has seen fit to not only take down his videos, but delete his entire channel, which is about the... He'll come back because he has had several channels in the past. I think first it was 40 and Reloaded, then we had Pearls Before Swine. I think he had one called Canterbury Dave, one called Dodgy Dave, then it was... I think one might have been called Bastion Science or something like that. Then we had Ghoulies R Us. I'm not quite sure if that's a real one. And then Monkey Science. Before Monkey Science was Von Neumann Machine, whatever the fuck that meant. And then Monkey Science. And then today it was called Chav Wold All Smite Thee.
Can I just point out something, right? A chav is an urban fashion trend, yeah? One I do not partake in. Also, the walled part at the end of the name, that is Old English to denote that somebody is of the woods, a reference to my interest in bushcraft. So, it doesn't actually make sense. Like a lot of his humour, his videos weren't just shit. That was about the level and breadth of his joke.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I don't know whether Dodgy Canterbury Dave was head of Andy's security or not, but he really ought to tell the other security members how to dress, and certainly not in pink pyjamas with half a haircut, that's for sure.
He did look a bit like a femidon, didn't he?
He did.
I'm not quite sure whether he had a fist up behind Andy or whether he was just giving him the wanker sign.
You see, with his son, you wouldn't know whether to fight him or fuck him.
And also with the other video today with where Andy not only said it was great to give him and mention his product, so all we wanted, that sort of makes you wonder how well his visit to the solicitors went yesterday. Obviously not that well. Probably hear him laughing from here. So perhaps the message was...
Certainly if he saw Andy wearing a cam cap, he laughed.
Yeah, I was very disappointed he didn't film the initial half an hour free legal advice, but there you go.
That would have been exceptional.
I did like it when he mentioned he was earning £300 a day, and both his niece and his wife pissed themselves laughing. That's quite good.
I liked his niece. She looked nice.
Yeah, I actually think she probably gives you a nice hug. Anyway,
$20 I love you long time.
A bit of green body paint, and you got bionic dance.
Yeah. Anyway, I shall now proceed to critique. I think is the best way. We've actually got evidence of Dodgy Dave's ghostly experiences, which I think we ought to review.
Yeah, the finest, high-res, grain-free imagery.
I'm looking forward to this.
Can we see this one?
Yep.
Well, this is one of Dave's photographs.
I actually know where that is as well.
Do you want to present yourself, Mark?
I've been there.
Oh, hang on a second. Present myself.
You see how professional we are on the show? That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Where's this ghost then?
Well, apparently, obviously, the scary bit is that there's a swastika here. That must have scared.
That's really poorly drawn swastika.
I know, really
by
bad
somebody who's
swastika.
never seen a swastika before.
And we have
the wrong way round.
Yeah, we have a red circle
Well,
here.
one sec. Is this a minute scroll under that swastika that says "Panda Man was here"?
Possibly. I don't know whether in the background that's a little bonfire or.
You see, now that looks to me like the ghost. They've gone and just missed the ghost in this picture.
Well, can you see my cursor moving?
Yeah.
If we've got this red circle down here, which has been cropped and put up here, and
Yeah.
apparently
No
that
ghost.
looks like a face of a gorilla to me. I'm not
It
sure.
looks
But
like
apparently
a mould on the wall.
to the right here, we have this sort of triangular pizza-shaped face. I don't know if you can see that. That's supposed to
Yeah, I
be
can.
2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and that's a demon apparently. Clearly,
Okay.
it's not nothing wrong with the photograph or anything like that. It's
And
clearly
it's definitely not pareidolia.
No.
Is it wearing a cap, Mark?
It might
'Cause
be.
I might be able to identify who it is if it's wearing a cap.
Yeah. So obviously that's a pizza demon, as I call it, with a monobrow.
Was that photo taken with a really shitty cam cap?
It could well be the case. Yeah. So that's the first one. I mean, obviously that's
Well,
evidence
I'm
of
convinced.
demons.
I'm convinced, definitely.
We
In
have
fact, Nazi demons.
This second one here is quite interesting. This apparently is the face of Buster Merrifield, otherwise known as
Oh yeah.
Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses. And it says here, the fully formed face. I mean, to me, to an untrained eye, it looks like the end of the tunnel, showing the light.
But to me, it looks a bit like Slimer on Ghostbusters, and we all know that that's a documentary, and that's probably where Dave gets most of his information.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it looks like a screenshot from an old 386 computer running the original Doom.
Yeah, I was just about to say it reminds me a bit of Doom. Although Doom looked a little bit more graphically inept.
It could well be a bald-headed bloke with a beard, and it could be Charles Darwin.
Do you know, it looks
I tell you what it is, it's Charles Darwin wearing a cam cap. Because if you see that bit at the top, that's the cam cap.
That's the cam. It is a fucking cam cap.
But yeah, I mean, far be it from me to suggest that is the light at the end of the tunnel. But you know, I'm not any ghost expert.
I don't think that our poor dodgy Dave has ever seen the light at the end of the tunnel.
No, I'm not quite sure whether he's wearing a blue shirt. There's a lot of blue down the bottom. I don't know where that. But and there's of course there's an orb or something here as well.
Oh yeah.
Could be chewing gum. I don't know.
See, don't forget, right? What's got to be, what must not be forgotten for the viewers watching, is doubting these photos is what generated a threat to try and get my driving license removed.
Yeah,
and my employers contacted.
This is what it all started with. Wayne and I saw these photographs on a hangout Andy had with Dave, and we cast a smidgen of doubt on their truth, and that really upset Dave, who's threatened to come to our houses and exact violence upon us.
Oh, I'd love to see him try.
Anyway, moving on to photo 3, which is
come round and bum you.
This is one of the most convincing. This is the same photo we had earlier, but apparently there's now a face here,
Oh, there's more.
which could be the Virgin Mary, or
And there's some like ghostly lightning yellow lines around everything. That's fucking weird.
Well,
this is the best one for me. This black blob at the bottom has got a sign saying dog.
I'm just.
If that's a
pleased
dog, it's fuck knows what happened to it.
I'm just pleased they actually recognise there is a ghost in the back.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I like this. The technical term. He's put an arrow to this one here and put something here.
Yeah.
Zoom in on that nothing to the right as well.
That's something. This is the technical scientific term. Something here.
I know. I recognise it now. That's Anne Frank's nose.
I'll zoom in. That's the peak. This is obviously apparently he's matched this via Google Images with some sort of Peruvian demon.
Yeah, I bet he has.
Yeah. No, I did.
Actually, do you know what?
He actually did get contact.
There
was
like
another
a set
video.
of glasses there. I think that's like a young Stephen Hawking before he went all completely spacky. You know, like when he married his wife.
The thing is, the things that ghost is you can see how it died. 'Cause it's got like 4 metal spikes sticking out of his head.
Yeah, and there is another video out there from some other retard that says that actually did recognise this demon and match it with another pointy-headed or pointy-chinned demon from
Pointy-chinned demon.
Well, there is a slight resemblance to Matthew Bell there.
Well, there is.
Fuck me.
Do you think
nailed
that's
it.
how he got the cunt on his forehead was from those spikes?
Probably.
Wow.
And there's another artifact in the picture not pointed out, and that on the right hand side, brightly lit, highly saturated white is
A giant cock.
yeah, a semi-erect circumcised penis.
Right. So
It is.
That's the devil's
basically.
cock.
I'm guessing that because that's a demon, then that must be Jesus's cock just about to extinguish the demon,
It could
right?
be. Or it's
Yes.
Andy's best friend. I don't know.
Demons are killed by deity sperm. I mean, it's a known fact. It's a bit like holy water and vampires.
Holy water. Well,
It's
stronger
the
than holy
dog bit
water.
that gets me, because there's something that's been crossed out by the red line that just says, underneath the red arrow is a question mark in yellow, and it just says dog. I don't know whether it's flat dog, one they found, one that's been there a long time. Although this shape here does look like a Labrador. Or a tit. It could be quite a perky breast.
I think the
It's a
tit's
Blue
behind the
Peter dog.
camera.
But there is a face.
Famous.
The tits behind the camera. Yeah,
Or
there is
to
a
the side,
there
'cause
is a
there's that
face to
blue
the
thing
left.
there. That's obviously him in the shot,
This-
or his friend.
This face to the left does bear a sort of, the shape bears a resemblance to Chaswold's avatar.
You see,
Wow.
I'm everywhere.
Wow. Fuck.
Even in the spiritual zone.
Have you
Yeah.
buried some women in that place,
So
Joe?
there's a face here.
No, I've buried myself and a few women though on top of it. Balls deep.
There is a face here, but I'm struggling to make it out. But obviously, it must have been terrifying because someone did obviously
The
draw.
one you've just pointed out,
swastika.
Mark, looks like another cock that's been scrolled on the wall.
Yeah. It must have been
He's
scary
obviously
seeing
a
it.
very young demon, maybe 14 years old.
You can imagine how terrifying that must have been to see a flat dog and a swastika.
I am definitely seeing Matthew Bell there, though.
I think we've got one last one. Here's the very last one, which is an orb, which apparently shows some ectoplasm being transferred between the orb and this. There's an eye there, a nose there.
That
and,
looks like a sperm and a large zygote.
But
That's
this
what it
does
is.
look like a face at the back there, like a squashed up.
That
Like
looks
some
like
sort
that
of-
ninja guy that's always in Nadia's hangouts. Like his avatar. You know the one I mean?
Yeah,
That
But-
little
but-
bit just to the left there on the bottom,
this
that
bit.
actually looks... Yeah, big
Blah,
square
blah,
below it. Big
blah.
square below it. That looks like a Picasso to me.
Possibly. But there is a squashed up alien or something that you can see its head there. And it's obviously,
Yes.
there's a hand here, look, there's a hand. See?
With a very long nose.
And down here there's two gibbons.
Oh, looks like an imp. It's like a little vicious, nasty, demony imp thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
I tell you what it is. No, that's the face of Charles Darwin. Yeah, a sperm and a zygote. Yeah, the transfer of life between mammals, and there's two gibbons having sex down there, creating the human race. That's
Yeah.
what this is. It's Darwinism's confirmed.
Yes, it's proof.
So, you know,
You're right there.
I don't know what this bit of string is here. I have no idea.
It looks like a cable for an IED.
Could be. And there's a snake on the left, look, that he missed. See this snake here, look?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he see that?
Fuck yeah.
This is obviously the heavy rope and lifting gear they used to get down the hole.
That looks like that blue fucking shitty rope that you see places. That's really easy just to snap.
There's another orb here.
It's where the last victims went down and didn't get back along the piece of twine.
Yeah.
I actually think that picture looks like a screenshot from the first Far Cry game where you're on that rusty aircraft carrier.
Could be. So that's about it. That sort of concludes our scientific investigation.
Well, I was a skeptic before, but I have to admit that I'm totally convinced now, especially that little impy thing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
pretty
the
much.
The thing is, though, James, you can't only get as far as believing in imps. The experience of viewing these photos also gets you as far as creationism.
Yeah.
What-
Young Earth creationism.
The other thing I have to disagree with you is it's not a Picasso, it's more of a Giga.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
I see
sense,
where
yeah.
you're coming from there.
Aliens. Yeah.
I can kind of see where Wayne's coming from. It is a bit of a jump. It's almost like praying for
Why-
something and then developing that into Catholicism.
Why does the imp have a balloon? That's what I
Balloon?
don't get. Yeah. That imp. Why did it have a balloon?
Perhaps it was a jovial imp, mischievous imp.
But perhaps it was a careful about its sexual transmitted diseases in Ben-headed Johnny.
It's a well-known problem with imps, isn't it? Sexually transmitted diseases.
We have got a suggestion. Drag has suggested that the picture in the tunnel is actually Vigo the Destroyer from the third instalment of Ghostbusters.
That would be the second instalment, not the third one. There's only 2 Ghostbusters films, and that's the way it's going to fucking stay.
No, but there was a whole cartoon series.
Yeah, that was for kids.
Yeah, there was 2 different cartoon series. There was one called Ghostbusters, which had nothing to do with the show, and then there was another one called The Real Ghostbusters, which was based on the show. And funnily enough, the guy who voiced Peter Venkman's character voiced Garfield in the cartoon of Garfield at the same time. And then obviously the guy who played Peter Venkman in the film, Bill Murray, voiced Garfield in the live-action film. That's a weird little coincidence.
Strange links.
Well, and we've also, I mean, leaving obviously, I don't know whether Dave is going to be Andy's trainer in any way, or shape, or form for the boxing match, but we could do obviously a round each with Andy, maybe.
No.
Well, you'd have to do a tag team because I wouldn't last half a round with Andy.
Well, I'm thinking
He's 6 foot
bigger.
tall, you know.
I'm thinking.
As tall as that?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh.
He's quite an intimidating figure, and if not careful, the sun will reflect off his forehead and blind you.
He just headbutt you with a large camera on his head.
Yeah, he's 6'2" with the camera.
Yeah, I want to point out one thing. You watched, right? You know the bit in my video where I took a bit of him walking through the wood with his dog.
Oh man,
You look
that was
at that
weird.
just at the bit where it cuts off, and then I respond to him where he's wearing the cam cap. You actually look. He takes an awkward step, and because the way the camera judges, it kind of takes his focus off of his talking because of the weight moving around on his head.
Yeah.
I like your YouTube comment where YouTube had said, "Your video looks a bit shaky. Would you like us to fix it for you?" Your comment was brilliant. Even YouTube realises cam cap is shit.
Did anybody notice that there were 2 videos of the cam cap in action? The first one showed from the cam cap's view while he was running, and he was also filming himself.
Don't call it running. He was walking daintily. You know, like when they do that whole like finishing school with women, they used to make them wear the book on top of their head to walk, teach them posture. That's kind of how he walks with his cam cap. We've not seen him really do anything too heavy, and like when he was cutting his vegetables as well in his test one, you could see it was shaking everywhere. It looked like someone was on his head having a good wank.
I will grant that he did actually burst into a run on the first video. But interesting enough, he actually ran with jazz hands.
What, mincing essentially?
That's snake disease.
But on the second video, it cut off before the running, so you couldn't see a shot of the cam cap, actually of the cam cap while it was running, so you couldn't see it just fucking flopping everywhere.
Brilliant. And of course,
I think Andy usually likes something on his forehead flopping about.
well, there was someone who, I mean, what amazed I was, the amount of memes and videos that were coming out of the woodwork yesterday were just fantastic.
I tell you what, I like that shotgun one. Made me fucking piss myself. I had to realise how to drill a hole.
Well,
Did you see that one with the old-fashioned camera with like the concertina?
Yeah.
The way the lens came out of the concertina that somebody did, that was fucking class. Early cam or cap prototype.
The thing with the shotgun is that happened completely by coincidence. It appeared in my Facebook feed, and somebody just put it up as a instance of somebody shooting fucking mishap. And I saw it and I just pissed myself laughing. I thought, right, that's getting ripped onto YouTube.
Well, especially seeing Andy with videos where he's got the cam cap on and there's about 2 inches of bolt sticking out under the feet.
Yeah.
It's going to probably rub the skin off your forehead within an hour.
Or have your eye out.
Yeah, that's the temporary ones because he's obviously waiting for Cindy, that well-known Chinese name, to send him a placket of bolt.
That was funny. I mean, I knew we shouldn't laugh at other people's misfortunes, but that thing when he said about how they hijacked his email and he accidentally sent $2,000 to the wrong person. I mean,
Yeah. That's
You
what
have
I
to,
said.
you have to.
Dear Mr. Andy, please send to Gland. Quickly.
No, I two gland. Isn't that
To
what was?
Gland.
Isn't that what was stood behind Andy in that thingy video?
Gland.
Oh, I thought you said two glands. Oh,
Tosser and tickler.
oh, yeah. They were definitely making hand signals behind his back, no doubt.
Oh, I think they were on to.
Are they brothers? Those two? I wasn't sure.
No, I think one of them's just his son, and the
Adopted?
other one's just his son's fucking life partner.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's legal now. Perhaps Andy's saving up for a wedding.
We should be nice to these people that look after care in the community people. It's
It's a bit like Andy.
Good for Andy's son.
A bit like Andy Pitkin. I want that one.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Well, we had Vicky Pollard tonight, didn't we?
Can I ask Andy to do one thing? Next time you shoot a video in your fucking garden, can you use a better camera or speak the fuck up? Because your videos are so fucking quiet, it makes A, it really hard to edit, and B, it makes it fucking hard to even hear what's going on. Like, what that niece had to say about me, I have no fucking clue, because I just couldn't hear a word she was fucking saying, and I had, like, my TV turned up to the max, and I mean, all I could see was she looked a bit like that Doggett cunt from Orange is the New Black, the one that had all of her teeth smashed out.
The only time I heard anything loud was when his wife and his niece laughed when he said he earned 300 quid a day.
Yeah.
I find it funny how I say we'll have a boxing match for charity, and he's like, you have to pay me £400.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Andy, I'll pay you £400. Yeah, and then I'll sue you for breaking my knuckles against your face.
Yeah.
Well, he can knock the 400 quid off the 1,000 he owes us for the sponsorship.
Yeah.
He only owes us 600 now.
On my channel, I have way more subscribers, so it's going to be like quadruple the fee. So that's like £4,000 you now owe me.
Something like that. But I mean, we'll make the money back for the tickets we sell.
Easy.
Could you imagine the amount of people who'd love to see Andy Jack get a fucking knocking about? And I'll
I
tell you
reckon
what,
they'll be coming in from
after I've
Australia.
abused him like a fucking Texan housewife, I'll go and see his housewife and show what a real man looks like in bed.
I'm actually working on a deal with Channel 5, so cross fingers, guys.
Channel
Smash
5.
their back doors in.
Yeah, I've just sent an email off today to Channel 5 to see if they're interested.
Yeah, that means that Andy'll have to do it in the nude.
Well, they are putting a couple of stipulations on it.
Yeah.
Mark, I copied the letter to you. What are the stipulations?
What the what?
Yeah. It has to be filmed in high definition.
On a cam cap.
That's the cam cap out
The
then.
cam cap, yeah.
I've sent Andy the link in case he wants to come in and discuss terms.
Well, I don't know if now is the time to move on, but I was just wondering if anybody had got any thoughts on Andy's scholarly materials he'd been presenting in his hangouts this week.
Jason's on board, so obviously he needed to get this. He needed to get the. He did say which members of his team. He said that Nephilim Free was handling the science.
Yeah.
And Jason would be handling the theology branch of the new.
Has everybody seen Jason's message to Andy today?
I read it.
Well, you have to read it with punctuation, otherwise you'd asphyxiate quite quickly. Because there are no pauses.
Yeah, I paraphrase it as thanks, Andy, but fuck off.
Cider Thinker says the son's mate looks like Lenny of Mice and Men.
Jason, I'd say, is very jealous because Andy is at the moment going for the record of how many uploads per day, and I think there's a bit of jealousy going on there.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a message. Blue has mentioned that he thinks Andy has sent us the $3,000, but it was sent in a safe to New York.
And then mysteriously
New
gone
Jersey.
missing.
Mysteriously gone missing. Yeah.
Straight from under his nose, funny enough.
Care of G-Man, but it seems to have not made it this far.
Oh, I've just received an email from Channel 5, actually. They're saying they're not interested, but they're going to forward this to Dave. So, you never know. We might get something after all.
What we were actually planning on presenting Dodgy Dave, Canterbury Dave, Von Neumann Machine, whatever the fuck he calls his channels.
Country Dave.
Yeah, we're going to present them in this hangout for the viewer's delectation and general lols. Simply because I wanted to hear the wonderful Aiden's laughter as he watched them live. Unfortunately, Dodgy Dave, like the fucking spineless fucking chicken piss shithouse that he is.
You're a fan then?
He has
He's
deleted
gone for
his
a
channel,
ghost channel, Wayne.
He's deleted his channel yet again, simply because his videos got laughed at.
That does remind me. One of the biggest lols for me was when Andy described his son as a shit brick house.
Yeah.
That killed me, that did. Don't mess with him, he's a shit brick house. But,
Well, the funny bit was his son's reaction as Andy said it.
Yeah.
To say, "Oh fucking hell, Dad."
The other one that got me the other day,
house.
when he was talking about how upset he was about our video, our hangout, and he was talking to his son. He said, "My son spent lots of time and effort, and I paid him for this." And his son said, "You didn't pay me."
Well, I paid for some time. No, you didn't.
And he's ripping off his own family.
That's like I said before. The website looks like it's been designed by Ray Charles. It's just, and as I said, it's got I think the other advert I've seen, it says CamCap is available in multiple colours, and the colour palette underneath has got red, black, and another oblong with red and black, half and half. That's the multiple colours.
Obviously, there is an orange version because we see it in all the publicity photographs, and maybe that's just to select customers and people that support his enterprise. So I'm expecting we'll get orange ones.
That must be the special edition.
I think that's right.
When Andy says he'd paid his son, I think what he meant it'd probably give him a small pouch of pre-decimalisation pennies.
Attached to a cap.
Oh, Dad, I forgot me bit.
Do you think it was Chinese yen? It was the change from the fucking bolts.
We're millionaires.
Do you know what I found funny as well was that comment where he was like, he was saying about how these caps are like 15 quid, but if you go into Curry's or PC World or whatever it was, you can spend £20 on a strap to go around your head for your GoPro. And it was like, yeah, I don't care what Curry's would like to try and charge for stuff as a well-established business that's well known for being a rip-off of equipment.
But yet with a returns policy.
Yes.
I did
And
hear
not a retard's policy.
And he did make quite a bit of money, though, apparently on the first run of CapCam. But he's obviously, at the moment, he's invested it with a woman that works for the Nigerian embassy, I understand.
She's also in the lottery commission.
Yes, yeah, and she's trying to unlock $193 million, and Andy's helping her with that.
Oh, well, he's on top.
But in order to release the funds, Andy needs to purchase 2,000 Chinese.
Can we just wonder, though, if he's getting these cam caps or at least these bolts and stuff from China, does that mean he's actually looking into using sweatshops? Because if so, then obviously that's some bad publicity there if he's a sweatshop user.
His eBay advert, which since was taken down, saying this item is no longer for sale, mentioned that he had a workshop in the UK. By that he means it's a conservatory in Swindon.
It's probably that fucking horrible shed thing he keeps doing his videos in front of.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
whispering into his mobile phone.
That's his workshop. But
it might still be a sweatshop.
Do you think it's his wife wearing a cam cap?
Work, bitch. Put more holes in those caps, bitch.
Oh dear.
That's why she never says anything, because she can't. She's too scared.
Well, not with that sort of security over your shoulder, you know. Those pink pajamas must be scary.
Yeah. Tosser and Tickler on your case.
His son. I mean, I'm sure his son looks. He's a good-looking lad. He's got a nice haircut. It'll be all right when it's finished. Anyway.
Well, if his dad paid him a bit more, he could have afforded the full haircut.
If he'd have given him sixpence.
I don't know if anyone
something for the weekend as well.
I don't know if anyone's actually been watching Andy's videos, because they tend to be like a 5-minute, 10-minute rant at the beginning about how everybody's unfair to him. And then it goes, he
Yeah.
plays some shitty creationist thing for about an hour, and then he comes on and does another rant. But he's had a couple of classics. There was the David Brent impression he did the other day, when he's having like a conversation between an atheist and God. And he was just doing it, and I thought, I can just see Ricky Gervais's face. That sort of proud way he glances at the camera. I could just see that on Andy then. That was fucking class. What was the other one I was thinking of? I think it's just vanished. I'll remember it in a minute. But there's another absolutely classic statement from him.
Although, by the look of the other security member, I think his son probably did find something for the weekend.
Well, the bit that
Well,
did it
not
for me,
to cast aspersions.
during his Brent rant at the end, the bit was evolution has been proved to be false. All you got to do is show us the transitional fossil.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You know why I actually think, and if you white box me a second, I'm going to show the audience this, yeah? Just to show people know that I'm not making the shit up,
Present
right?
him, Mark.
Okay, let Aidan say his quick bit first, because he wanted to nip in there. Go on, Aidan.
Say what? Sorry?
Yeah, never mind. You started to say something just before chat. Before.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
You're going to present Chaz, Mark.
Present to everyone. Woohoo!
Right, you remember I said in the first video that I'd mention him on my channel, he'd actually get some real views.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think this is the reason why he now keeps wanting me to try and make videos about him, because he's noticed that at best he'll get about 246 views, yeah, on his videos normally, but the one that I mentioned in mine, 719. You're welcome, Andy. You know, I've therefore almost tripled the number of people watching your videos for you. You're welcome.
Dear.
That closing down sale one, he looks like Davros from fucking Doctor Who.
He looks like what's his face? He used to do Crystal Maze if he got cancer.
Jesus, that would be good if you saw the next series of Doctor Who. They were all wearing cap cams, all the Daleks, instead of those little things. They take off the actual eye on the Dalek. You just put a cap cam on. Your GoPro instead. Yeah.
They wouldn't be so fucking sinister then, would they? The fucking Cybermen would destroy them.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. They would exterminate.
Just got an email actually from Dave TV. They've actually rejected the coverage of the fight, but they say they're sending the email on to Gay Rabbit TV. So with any luck, we might get something back from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who should we get to promote the fight? That's because obviously Don King is Don King still around?
Don King, yeah, the mad hairdo.
Yeah, if you get him.
Yeah.
There was that one. There was that.
Hold on. I can always cork up.
Cork up. Is that a position? Oh no, hang on.
A technical term. What's he doing?
I could take over. I could promote.
Don King. We could have Wayne King.
But he had lots of white hair, not yellow skin.
Okay.
And plus, you'd have to wait ages for the gloves to come from China.
Did you say fuck it? Is that where Andy's bolts are coming from?
Yeah, somewhere like that. Fuck it. I could. I come from the leprechaun land. That's why it's all yellow. It's all full of gold.
Yeah, it is. You are actually literally living at the end of a rainbow.
Exactly.
There is
my pet Frank.
There is some good news, guys. We've got 29 people watching right now, which is very good since we're flogging a dead horse.
Well,
Yeah, it's
which is more than Andy's flogging.
yeah. This little cow. Does anybody reckon this little cow is well and truly milked?
No, I still think there's going to be more. Andy can't help himself. He will keep going with this. What made me laugh is must be in his 60s at least. Fucking looks at least it. And he's trying to challenge someone half his age to a boxing match. And he said he was a a well-seasoned boxer? Is that the same way that he was a professional golfer last
Yeah, I was
week?
going to say, he's probably been a motor racing Formula 1 driver too.
Yeah, you know what? He reminds me of that guy in fucking Farsha. You know, I did that 30 years, man and boy.
Yeah.
30 years, yeah, man and boy, man and
I had
boy.
to give it up because of my back.
Oh, I know. I remember now what it was that I was laughing at him about. It was the way he was going about how he had all these brilliant business ideas and how none of them ever worked, and it was all God's fault. That was fucking great.
That's what happens when you put somebody that's already
Cam
failed.
Cap is shit, though. That's the best one. Where he even turned around and goes, "Yeah, it's a shit idea. No one would wear one."
Yeah.
Why would you put?
I've wasted my money.
Why would you put God in charge? His business plan got fucked over ages ago.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? We've actually seen other people wearing cam caps that they've made themselves for a hell of a lot less than 14 quid.
For like nothing.
Yeah.
There was some guy who said, "What you need?"
For a couple of bolts and a few fucking washers.
He said, "You need a cap, a bolt, and something, and a tool to make the hole with." And I pointed out that tool was Andy Jack.
Well, Drag has told us that apparently Drag says he knows a Nigerian king that he's related to who needs $2,000 to set up an external bank account. Please let Andy know as soon as possible.
Wouldn't it be the Prince of Zamundi?
Yeah, and the Princess, Cindy.
Yeah. Drag says he's what we call a spaceship door gunner. Whatever that means. I don't know
the
what
door
that
gunners
means.
are the people who hang out the fucking doors of the helicopters.
Right.
With the big machine gunners, and obviously you did that in space.
Right. Oh dear.
Oh,
If only Jesus had a cam cap, all that with no need for the Gospels, would there?
One other thing, it's been a few days now since Andy Jack announced that YouTube was now YouTube for God.
Yeah.
Considering the thing that's happened in the last few days is that atheists have fucking swamped YouTube with piss takes of Andy.
Yeah.
I did send him the link, but he hasn't. He obviously hasn't.
My favourite one, and it makes me laugh every time, is the Spaniard. Cider Thinker. What a dude.
Great.
What a dude. I have just pissed myself laughing over and over and over again.
That's not like you, Aidan.
It sums it up exactly, the events that are going on, and it's just absolutely laughable.
There was one bit in that, and I absolutely lost it. And it's quite near the end. And he says, Andy says he's gonna go to the solicitors and make a lawsuit. And then the guy says, "How do you think that's gonna fare?" I absolutely fucking died.
But you do notice he's gone very, very quiet about that. He
Well,
hasn't
you know
mentioned
what
this
makes me
thing
laugh?
About as quiet
since Monday.
as quiet as the lawyer went when he told him, probably.
Well, as quiet as his video, which is called Chaswold Almighty, listen up. You fucking have to, because you feel like you're fucking deaf anyway.
Well,
And
can you imagine? Oh, sorry, go on.
And do you know what? I thought he wasn't using that channel anymore, but then apparently he is.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
I like the where he did say thanks, guys, and he said at the beginning of in the description, I think he's meant to say a big thank you, but it says a B, spelled B-I-H. Then he calls me Marl Unioa, spelled M-A-R-L-E-U-N-I-O-A, which is why I sent him the link to the Tombstone clip.
And he can't even pronounce it.
Where Doc Holliday suggests to another moron, let's settle this with a spelling contest.
I'm just laughing at the thought of him going on Dragon's Den. Going on Dragon's Den was such a mundane item. And Duncan Bannatyne would just look at him and go, "I've got one of those in my house."
I'll tell you what would happen, yeah? They'd be like, and so how is the manufacturing going? Well, I've spent $2,000 on some bolts from China and they still haven't come yet. They'd all just turn around and go, "Just to let you know, I'm out."
Yes, and I'd just like to say, Andy, I'd just like to say, it's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, about as out as the
cam cap. Look, I'll give you $200,000. You stop it. You just
This is the point. He's going to have to sell something like 134 caps just to make the money back on the money you sent to Cindy?
Yeah, that well-known Chinese name.
I've just had an idea. Stop the presses. Just had an idea for something that's going to really sort the fucking wheat from the chaff. Right, The Apprentice. Have a word with Lord Sugar. The final challenge in the final episode is to see who can sell a cam cap.
Sell
See you can find one.
the most wanker headwind.
Oh, do you know what I've just seen as well? I've just been looking at that video that's called A Mighty Listen Up, and somebody's actually commented an eBay link, which goes to a adjustable head strap for GoPro camera, elastic mount ski hat, and that's only £3.75.
Oh God!
You're fired, son.
But one of the things that really absolutely creased me up was the stunning marketing skills, the stunning marketing of putting a video of your product on YouTube and saying how shit is the cam cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaz showed in his video. Andy actually admitted in comments that it was a shit product.
No, but that's like you expect to put a video up saying, "Look at the amazing cam cap."
He's doing that now. That's what he's trying to do with all these videos that he's putting out now. But the fact is that we've got him on the record admitting that it's shit and a shit idea.
Yeah. It's not even good enough for late night TV shopping, which is on at 4 o'clock in the morning, when the only people that are watching are drug addicts and tramps.
Sky magazine, do you know the old Sky store you get on the fucking EasyJet flights?
No, I've got it. Is the 21st century Gerald Ratner?
Yeah.
Buy this, it's shit.
You don't know how much work my uncle does. you don't see it.
I've just had another email in, actually, disappointingly.
He's always playing with his tools.
Go on there.
Yeah.
Go on, Simon.
Disappointingly, it's from Gay Rabbit TV. They say they're not interested in covering the fight.
Oh, no.
They have passed the email on to Romania TV, and they're apparently very interested in taking up a deal with Swindon Council to stage the fight. So let's hope for that.
Keep going, Simon. Simon is obviously doing our
maybe we'll have to host it in Swindon.
On the roundabout.
I don't want to get raped again.
Perhaps you could contact something like CBeebies, when they might want to show it, Simon.
Okay, yeah, email on its way. There's also one off to Alan Sugar as well, just in case.
Oh, nice one. That's the one that has to go. We could patent this.
Oh, could you imagine if he went on that fucking, what's it called, The Apprentice?
Brilliant.
Well, Andy Jack thinks that this cam cap's going to be a good idea. I told you to do something new and inventive. I could put this tat together in my fucking garage. Fuck off.
Andy says, funny enough, that's what I did.
Yeah, invent a new product and take it round the tech boutiques of London.
Well, it's like someone mentioned it. The advertising said all you need for the cam cap is a small tool. I think it was Jim who mentioned the only tool is the one that's selling it.
I believe what we need really is an endorsement from someone like the writers of the IT Crowd or someone like that, you know? An endorsement like that would go down very well.
We call it the SHIT Crowd.
I've sent one to McLaren F1, and Ron Dennis is getting back to me later, so cross fingers.
Because, I mean, that's what Lewis Hamilton, he doesn't go for McLaren anymore, does he? Anyway, one of them is going to take the helmet off and put the fucking cam on, and then we'll have much better, like, heads-up views of Formula One.
Oh, imagine that, every Formula One driver wearing a cam cap.
At 200 miles an hour, there is no way that cap's going to fly off your head, is there?
Oh, no.
Not if it's got the chin strap on it.
It's not like they don't have that technology strapped to their helmets already.
Well, there you go.
BBC could save money by giving every football player one, and so they could do away with Match of the Day. We could just have it.
Yeah. Apparently, it works at six-side football as long as you don't header.
Oh, yeah.
It works at basketball as well, apparently.
And high diving.
And the Olympics, like the pole vault and.
No, I mean, there are literally thousands of uses for that cap where you could look stupid.
I mean, let's be honest, the fucking cap itself is barely even worth being used as fucking tinder to start a fire in a survival situation.
Listen,
But at least if you're
in
peril,
burning something like that, it could be toxic for the environment.
I just want to point out something, actually. Speaking of the environment and the climate in general, this cam cap thing would be useless in wet weather because then your electronics would just all get wet.
Yeah.
And there was another one that was being advertised where the camera goes underneath the peak, so it stops it getting wet, and the bolt sticks out the top. That makes much more sense.
I have just been informed that CamCap has had its first full page advertisement in the print media.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in Viz.
No, I'll tell you what's in the back of the comics with that, fucking X-ray specs and, a comb to cut your hair with.
And it can be used, don't forget, for special moments, like filming your bank manager crying, or...
Well, one of those special moments, surely, is if you're stuck on an Indian bus with Delhi belly and you need something to shit in.
I tell you what the special moment is. It's filming your fucking horse-faced fucking son and his life partner tying the knot.
Yeah.
Hey, I've just thought of another use of the cam cap. You know, when women are caught short, they can put it over the vagina and piss through the grommet. You know, like the little fempe things.
Yeah.
So that women can piss standing up.
I did also read that Andy did put down part of the failure of cam cap was because he was offering it in partnership. For every cam cap you ordered, you got a free CD of Meeting of the Minds.
A very fine show.
Just in case Chris is watching.
Yeah, fuck you, Mouty, you can't.
That might have something to do with it. Apparently
well, good evening.
they kept the cap but sent the DVD back.
Tonight on Meeting on the Minds, I'm talking to yet another boring cunt.
I was on that show twice, I'll have you know.
Well, there you go.
I was on one.
Well, say no more. I never got invited. Apparently, though, they did find a use for the Meeting of the Minds DVD. It did act as a special washer to keep the camera on when you put the bolt through it.
It's the perfect grommet.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, there's one Meeting of the Minds I would fucking give my fucking life savings to see.
And a basket.
No. It'd be Christopher Mouty talking with Canterbury Dave.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
You know what I'd love to see? Canterbury Dave and that fucking commando guy having a conversation. It'd be like watching two.
I did. Funny enough, I was talking to Commando on Nadia's earlier today.
I heard it.
And we were talking, obviously, and we did suggest that we might invite him on for a Boil Piss conspiracy theory special.
We should do a conspiracy theory
and
special.
he did say to me, I suppose that'll be an hour of you lot calling me a retard. I said, yeah.
Well, that's not strictly true, because we'd be calling him a cunt as well.
Well, and it'll be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But even after I said, yeah, that'll be about it, he said, all right then.
Do you think, now honestly,
he is a good guy. He is a good guy for that, I will say.
Yeah, I think he's up for it. But he said it so many times, and he's got so much detail. I'm not so sure he is a Poe, but he did actually say he's got elves living under his garden.
But you said to him something. He was talking about the curvature of the Earth, and you said you can go up onto any high mountain and see the curvature of the Earth for yourself, which you can. Yeah. And he said, "Well, I climbed a hillock just outside of Manchester, and I didn't see it."
Yeah, he went up a hill in Blackburn.
Well, my only engagement with him, he actually, he started off quite combative, but then by the end of the conversation, he actually announced that I was probably his astral projection soulmate.
That maybe what it sounded like to you.
when he turned all fucking emo and was going on with that anti-natalist stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just a bit where he was like, "Oh yeah, work will make you happy." You should have just turned around and asked him if work makes you free and just see what he says, because then he could have been an anti-Naziist.
Yeah. Well, and then he's actually said, I said, what would be your utopia? He said, non-existence.
Yeah.
Isn't that just like the gayest answer you could ever give? And I don't mean gay as in homosexual, I mean just like stupid.
What, you saying the homosexuals are stupid?
I know quite a few of them that are. They usually invent caps that they fucking bulk out.
I'm sure Super Joker will love that. Dear.
That
Well,
one got me teared up. That one got me teared up. Thought of it.
we sort of, yeah. Well, I think Andy's done and dusted now. He's cooked, and there's no point in discussing much about him anymore.
I don't
Well,
know.
well, not for another
I
week.
just
He'll
want
release
to-
some more
I just want to
videos.
say one last point about Andy, and the point was that the guy seems to have this complex about himself that we're all out to attack him or whatever. We're all just
Don't know where he gets that
having a
from.
we're just having a fucking laugh about him.
Yeah.
For the simple fucking reason his idea is completely fucking stupid. There is no evidence for any of his claims, and this is why we convene and have a laugh. Now we
Yeah,
can
and I would just like to add that if he fucking sold a shit ton of cam caps, I will piss myself laughing and say fucking fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, if he actually sells, right, if he sells enough to break even, yeah, within the next, I'll give him 2 years, yeah. If he sells enough to break even in the next 2 years, I will quite happily actually eat a cam cap live on this fucking hangout. I will literally eat my hat.
Well, I sincerely hope
his
that
hat.
we see a video of Andy with his feet up in a mansion,
Yeah.
wearing a cam cap, big fat cigar, bottles of champagne,
Yeah,
and some
Rodney in
decent
the background.
some decent clothes for his son, and a nice haircut,
and his boyfriend.
and his boyfriend.
Do you think he actually literally says, like, every year when he comes up with one of these new fucking ideas? Because wasn't there one where it's like an app to get you to look at, like, 26 different medical problems that you don't have, or so, like a hypochondria
That's
app?
right. This
I
time
wonder where that
next year.
Yeah, this time next year, we'll be poundionaires.
This time next year, we might have got the bolts from China.
This time next year, son, we won't have to go to the 99p shop. We can get a Poundland.
It's a bit like Del Boy, isn't it?
It's tremendously Del Boy.
Well, I mean, he's already got what's the guy's name in Only Fools and Horses?
Rodney.
No, the other one is
Del
mate.
Boy.
His mate. No, the other one. It's their
Trigger.
mate. No, the one that drives the truck, the Scouser.
Oh, you're talking about the
Denzel.
slightly black bloke.
Denzel.
Yeah.
Denzel. Yeah, well, obviously he's got the Denzel look-alike there as well.
Yeah, Denzel after a few cheeseburgers.
Right, I think we've got one more thing to mention. Sorry, Aidan.
Yeah. Just this last thing. All the aggression has come from their side.
Yeah, no one.
I can't believe that such a good Christian, forgiving person would actually line people up and go, "Yeah, boy, we're gonna kill yous."
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
gonna kill yous there, lads.
And that's
Because
right. I mean, we need to make.
Oh, sorry, go on, Jim.
So I was going to say we need to make the point that no one has threatened him. No one has said they're going to go around to his house and do anything. No one's even said they're going to go around there for a cup of tea, because you wouldn't put it past that Tweedledum or Tweedledee will stick one of their dicks in it before you drink it.
Yeah, and someone elsewhere mentioned his address, just the road name, which we're not going to repeat, because it was on Andy's website, and also he's done loads of videos in the past giving out his address and his hometown, and someone else apparently with that information alone. I think it was another scan, I can't remember, something atheist, sacred atheist, I don't know, actually mentioned that they've known his address for a long time. Quick Google search and you can, so we've not dropped him. We've got no intention of going around his house.
We
we
don't actually endorse anybody's.
No, not at all.
chuntering people's addresses around.
No.
No, I mean, if it's out there and it's really easy to find, yeah. I mean, but we'll keep some information. All we did was we mentioned just how his road name bore a striking resemblance to somebody else we know, who he has mentioned a lot, and we just thought it was a funny coincidence, and then we moved the fuck on.
Yeah. Considering that long before this, when we questioned the validity of Dodgy Dave's ghost stories, Dave got upset, and then this was back to February. Dodgy Dave and Andy were actively trying to find Wayne's address and my address, and saying so on video.
The other thing that made me laugh as well is he was talking about how we're all bad for making ad hominem attacks, yeah, in a couple of his hangouts. And then his niece was sat there, and I think vaguely what I heard her call me was an idiot. So therefore, he just sat there and had his niece do nothing but ad hominem attacks. So
he's an idiot.
And apparently, Dave has also mentioned that he's blocked several people, most of us, I think, and Alex Botton as well, because he's part of the same crew.
Poor old Alex got nothing to do with it.
No, Alex Botton's nothing to do with our... Well, Alex, I think I saw a comment somewhere where Alex said that he wasn't part of our quote-unquote crew.
I don't know what crew he's supposed to be with nowadays anyway.
No, nor do I. Not since the aristocrats died on his arse. I have no idea. Well, we've done double the amount of shows of that. Anyway, moving on.
What the fuck?
Is that the introduction to Camberwick Green or something?
It is.
No, yeah. Anyway,
I thought it might have been the storyteller.
I'm the storyteller.
Any final email?
Stories must be told. That's like Canterbury Dave.
Any final email updates from potential sponsors or anything, Simon, before we move on?
Well, yeah, I've just had a message back from Romania TV. They're not interested. They won't cover it, even if they do it in Swindon.
Right.
But Talking Shit Tuesday have just sent me something saying they're going to start trying to raise money and hopefully have it on their show. So you never know. We may get a few quid yet.
Could they raise their standards first?
What do you mean? Could they talk some actual shit?
Or at least not just about themselves, mentioning no Fionas. I mean names.
Well, that's another viewer gone.
Oh dear.
We also, Simon, could you contact perhaps Al Jazeera?
Right.
Or ISIS TV? They might
ISIS TV would love to see a Christian getting the shit kicked out of him.
They would. They probably
I don't know who they'd bet on them. Who they'd want to see hurt the most. Hang
on a minute. Did you not think the guy, the shady gentleman, looked? It looked very fucking ISIS.
He did look a little bit as Lamadamo Ding Dong. I'll give you that.
All he needed was a fucking black head rag.
Right. Also, I should think going by Wayne's man cave. I should think Jeff Heisenberg turned off long ago.
Is the cam adaptable to other religions and head type?
What turban cam? Turban cam or yeah.
But it doesn't need batteries.
To be fair, if you're just going down the Christian
fantastic
line,
idea for Andy. Burqa cam, fantastic. Andy could make a fortune with them in Swindon, probably, or Bradford for sure.
Per cam.
What?
Yeah, well, you'd wonder, there could be a market there. Maybe a bit of market research, and we could discover this. Perhaps we could have a niche in the market.
And Gemcam.
Would it be called a Burcam because you look like a bit of a Burke wearing one?
Yeah, which is rhyming, slang, Berkshire, Burke as in Berkshire, Hunt. That's where it comes from.
Will Andy be diversifying into coordinated apparel to go with the cam cap, such as like a really fucking 1970s anorak?
A minge mic.
I tell you what he's going to have. He's going to have a coat with 2 cameras for the shoulders, like big huge shoulder pads.
Everybody stop.
Oh, do you mean? Oh, it ended up looking just so you look like Robo Kane off RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
Available in 3 colours: red, black, or red and black. Which is 2 colours!
It's 2 fucking colours, you cunt.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I've just lost it. I've just done an Aiden. Minge Mike.
It's a good one.
Do you reckon he get much echoing?
No, it comes with Dolby surround sound.
Oh dear. I reckon he'd get a lot of echo if Andy's wife used it.
I think Aiden's just had a stroke.
Not the first one he's had live on air.
How did you know?
That's what that squeaking is. It's that old, it creaks when he plays with it.
I take all of that I've just said back again. That was out of order. I'm a bad man.
I don't think you've said the worst in this hangout. I can't see myself on Talking Shit Tuesday again.
No, there's your invite, Con.
Which is a shame, because Talking Shit Tuesday is a really original piece of programming. It in no way is like everything else that's already been on YouTube before.
We've got 35 viewers, which beats the record by 1.
Does it really? Crikey, we are doing well.
35 concurrent.
Oh, am I supposed to log on as well?
Yes.
I do
Get with the programme.
I want to
Sorry,
return
guys.
briefly to Jason and his reply to Andy, which just, I mean, for all the piss ripping that.
Renee Skeptic. Renee Skeptic has said she wants a cam cap that's not a cap because she doesn't want to have her hair smashed. Is there any way she can just have something strapped to her?
Well, I know Wayne's open offers like that.
Nah, that's more Chaz's game.
Yeah, no, unfortunately I can only make something that goes on the back door, but it will smash that in two.
Oh dear, that's some good.
I mean, Chaz has apparently been offering to smash the back doors in of one of our biggest fans. That rather attractive lady, Sugar, is it?
She's very nice. That's Sugar.
What's your name again, darling?
Yes, I'd like me a bit of sugar. Anyway.
Oh no, let me finish the point.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. I want back to
There's a young American lady called Sugar, the friend of the show.
She's a very nice lady as well.
Sugar Rhodes. She's lovely. Anyway,
Sugar.
Anyway, just one quick explanation.
Hang on. Let me get this point out. He's J-Boo's response to Andy Jack, that for all the piss ripping that Andy Jack's had, and if we take it on trust that he doesn't believe in hell, but Burns, right? This just shows what a fucking wank stain Jason Burns is. He says Andy it appears to be a very nice man. However, he doesn't want anything to do with anybody who doesn't believe in hell. I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
What a fucking cunt.
If Jason Burns gets a cam cap, won't it have to be in red so the ketchup stains don't show on it?
One last thing is just Dragnet has said spaceship door gunner is a military term used for people who tell tales of themselves doing impossible shit that everyone else knows is a lie.
I know some of those.
Well, now we've got something a little bit serious. I'll put the link out generally now, but there's Wayne wanted to discuss the article you saw about Christianity in the UK.
Well, fucking hell, I didn't know you were going to do it, so I'm a bit unprepared now.
Well, while he
Sex
loads it up,
wasn't it?
I just want to make one more point. Do you think that Andy is called Andy Jack because he's a jack of all trades and a master of none?
Possibly. The link is out for anyone else that wants to pop in, by the way.
Yeah, I hope Cider gets in here because Cider is particularly took umbrage of the article, which And his,
I hope that
Matt,
Christian
Matt
Hitchin
just
guy's
mentioned
coming in. He was great.
Oh yeah, we could do a bit of evolutionary creationism.
Oh, bring it on!
Sugar
Oh,
has
please
said
do.
that she was hoping for a sugar cleavage cam. Now that's something I'd buy.
Yeah, I'll come round to a personal fitting.
I'll buy that for $1.
Not for long in England. Cameron's gonna ban all your porn.
No, he won't. He daren't. There'll be people on the streets.
Which I think is a bit hypocritical, considering George Osborne does cocaine in fucking Parliament and then hangs out at prostitutes' houses afterwards.
Well, porn's one of my things. Everybody knows. Well, not literally. Well, yeah, it is. But the history of suppression of it in Britain, and it can all be laid the blame for that purely fucking fairly and squarely at the fucking feet of fucking Christianity. And
Well, do you know what makes me laugh?
Well, with the
It's all of this stuff about how we're a Christian country, yet up until about the 6th century, we were heavily invested in Wotanism, which was our version of Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Wotan was our name for Thor, and prior to that, we had many different beliefs, and even still throughout then there was still a lot of religious freedom. Christianity just became culturally the most accepted, but that had largely to do with the power of the Holy Roman Empire.
And
I'm sorry,
to
we're
say
not really a Christian nation. You ask anybody, are you religious? They go, meh.
Absolutely.
Meh.
is that
Hang on, but I don't want to straight to because I don't want to mention this article. But here's the thing, and I forgot. Oh yeah, right. How long do you give it? Forget about America and fucking tardy places like that. Britain, right? How long do you give it? I was thinking about this today while having a shit at work, and I'd give it 30 years. And the reason why I give it 30 years is because what you got to think about is who are religious in Britain. It's old fucking women, right? So let's just say that the current generation of 60-year-olds, once they've fucking carked it, I don't think there'll be any Christians. And then
I
you've
think
only got...
at best, I mean, if you look at the numbers now of people who are Christian in Britain, how many of those actually really attend church, and how many of those are really sort of devout? Very, very few.
Yeah, but Charles, as long as you've got fucking idiots paying lip service to it, and
I know, but you can't count lip service.
No, I'm not so positive on this one. I think there'll be pockets of this in far-flung places around the UK. You know, Bodmin and North Wales and
Central
the waste of Scotland. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be places where this sort of ridiculous beliefs will continue to hold sway, or at least keep going, even if the rest of the world has largely abandoned them. It's like why the really shit places in the world tend to be more religious.
Well, I think Britain's apart from the countries that are like shit candy already. I reckon I'll give it 30 years until it's fucking done. But then during that time, fucking Islam's going to grow, so the fucking frying pan to the fire.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that either, because most Muslims who come here end up turning rather secular and very sort of lapsed.
Oh, really?
And the ones that don't blow themselves up.
Yeah, they go back over there and blow themselves up. Yeah.
They go one of two ways. Yeah, there is like the fucking secular kids who are fucking working in Carphone Warehouse. Not a problem with them. But then you've got the fucking pyjama wearers fucking stood behind fucking Anjem Chowdhury.
I thought we weren't talking about Andy Jack and his son anymore.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of which, hi Fabio.
Hi guys. I'm sorry. I sense the Britishness of the hangout, so I don't want to interfere too much.
Oh, we've done the Britishness. That's all we invite.
It's all right, Fabio. You're an honorary Brit.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't. I think
Only
about if
because
I
we've
got to
a
be
septic
offended.
tank in the hangout.
I don't know if it's an offense or a pleasure. I think about it and I'll write to you later. But there is one thing that I cannot wrap my head around how you guys, all of you geniuses, have missed that. When Andy says he's got 3 colors, it's all wrong. He actually has 4 colors. He has red, he has black, he has red and black and red.
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys miss
no.
that?
We've given him an extra 25% of variety to his product.
Yeah. It's
Right,
incredible. I
lads,
don't
we
know.
I'm
need to
surprised that Geniuses.
renegotiate. We have to renegotiate the sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to renegotiate the sponsorship deal. Fabio is on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I'm amazed that the geniuses in Andy's
Well-
marketing department didn't pick up on this earlier.
Also, we could have black and white, red and black stripes. Didn't think of that one.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Oh, you're into something.
Red and black
Stripes.
hoops.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what we
You
should
might
do? We
have-
should buy all of the cam caps just to burn them in front of him. That'd be funny.
That's what I'd do if I won the lottery. That's exactly what I'd do. I'd
If
wank
you-
on them and then burn the lot.
If we manage to have green colored screws, it's gonna be mental. You know, the variety of colors is gonna be huge.
Oh, me Blues had an Andy Jack haircut.
I sure have.
I'll just present you for a second, Blue.
man.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Hold on,
Blue,
you've got to
your
wear a
camera's
black
so wobbly.
t-shirt and stand there with a set of headphones on your head. Not look so close at yourself. And like film yourself with very dark lighting behind you, but just like a little bit of sort of lighting on your face. So you look like you're haunting the place.
It looks like he's being hunted by a helicopter at the moment.
It does. You shouldn't put the
Oh,
camera
now
that
I'm back
close
in
because you
now.
can see his lobotomy
Now
scars.
it gives me nightmares.
What does?
I see it's from
I
when I
ain't
was
got
back in
cards,
now.
you fucking limey.
Oh, by the way, I've
fucking
got to say
mindset.
something to Blue. Today I was listening to Sargon of Akkad's interview with Adam Baldwin, and there were no video, just audio, and it just struck me just how much it was like listening. It was like listening to a interview with Blue. It really sounded like him. It was uncanny.
I sounded like who?
Adam Baldwin, the actor.
Have you ever
no.
seen the TV series Chuck or Firefly?
God.
Blue, have you ever seen Firefly?
No. What's
Have
that?
you ever seen Chuck?
Nope.
Have you ever seen the film Independence Day?
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, you know, like the
Force,
army guy that's with him, and he pulls out his gun and he shoots the glass when the alien comes alive. That's
what I
Adam
look
Baldwin.
No, sound like.
like. Oh, I sound like that. Okay, I'll have to. I've seen that. What were they talking about on that interview? I saw that on my feed a lot of places today.
Well, it started off quite sensibly, and then Baldwin just made him sound like a fucking fake cunt.
He is a bit though.
He's got Jack disease.
Well, he comes from a pure line of Americans.
He's one of them libertarian fuckers.
Forgive me for not seeing the whole show, but what's the current status of the boxing match?
Simon, give us an update there, please.
Okay, yeah. Basically, we've got Talking Shit Tuesday have now sent another email, and they're hoping to contact the real Don King and Donald Trump, and they're thinking about putting it on in Las Vegas. So, wow, there could be a big bonus out of it.
That'd be
That's all I'm
brilliant.
saying.
There is the Christian promoter who's talking Donking. See what I did there? Talking
Would
donkey.
that be an evolutionary creationist?
Talking donkey. No. You're all,
Right.
you're all
No,
awake. Try the specials. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Is his second name Duggar?
For now, after that, shit.
Blue, I've got a question to ask you. How much of this hangout have you seen?
I saw. I was skipping back and forth, but I saw most of it, especially the last 20 minutes of it.
Did you hear what I said about J-Dog.
Yes. Yes.
What do you
He
think of
can't
that?
love anybody who doesn't love hell. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That's says it all. Says
Yeah.
it all right.
I reckon that should go in next week's report, mate.
Well, who knows what idiocy we have ahead. Boy, man, I'm just hoping I do a Jason Burns report. Hurricane Andy may still be going. Hurricane Andy's been about 5 days now.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing, Blue.
Stop.
You have our endorsement if you want to do an Andy Jack report.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it, man. I'd vomit. I'd vomit all the time.
And to be honest with you, I mean, that would be overwork. You imagine trying to keep tabs on Jason and Andy at the moment. It's just not physically possible.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wonder how much homosexuality is going on in that area to cause that. I mean, what a coincidence that many people would come into the state to do that.
I've
I'm
been
just
urging
saying.
a He-Man report. I've been urging a Von Helton report. I've been urging an Andy Jack report. I've been, all of these knuckleheads should have their weekly report. I ain't doing them all. Shit.
Yeah, well, there's big competition between Andy Jack and Jason Burns of the amount of videos you can upload per day. It's really becoming really tight.
Jason Burns currently stands, even after his absence, even after being stuck at the goddamn computer lab, at 4.8 videos per day over the last year.
That is pretty hardcore.
Jason, I
Jason
reckon Andy Jack is the new upcomer. He's going to be there. I'm going to put my money on Andy Jack.
If Jason Burns stopped making videos today, it'd be 2019 before he'd reach, or almost late 2018, 2019 before he reached a one video per day average.
Yeah, it's incredible when you think about it.
Unbelievable.
Do we
You've
know
got to
the
admire
average?
his staying power.
Do we know the average length of the video?
Oh, I never really.
What the interest value is about a plank length.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Sorry, someone says,
If you just include Jason's own, not counting the stuff he rips and doesn't give credit for, doesn't say it's a mirror, I would guesstimate the average Jason Burns video is about 5 minutes long, 5 to 6 minutes long, because he does a lot of short ones, and of course, fast ones. Yeah, 7 to 8, maybe higher. I would guess is the average video time, but I never thought of that. That's a good.
did you want to say anything, Drag? Before are we staying on air until Talking Shit Tuesday starts? Or?
I don't think we should try and compete with
Oh no,
Talking
no,
Shit
that's what I mean.
Tuesday.
That gives us about 7 minutes.
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
bit unfair of us on them, just like
Christian-
we're unfair on Andy Jack.
Christian Anarchist is in there with Cider, I think, at the moment.
I want to watch it.
They
that's
haven't
for sure.
started yet. They'll start for another 7 minutes. So we've got 7 minutes.
This one's going to be lols.
I can't believe Kane and I live in the same town. I might see that ugly motherfucker sometime. God damn.
You'll only see him running away from you as fast as you can, Blue.
Andy,
So do we have any particular final thoughts on Andy Jack Week? Anybody before we go?
please let it end. I can't take no more, man.
I really am so encouraged by Andy Jack and his threatening behaviour, being such a good Christian.
Yeah. I mean, it provides hope for us all.
Absolutely, I'm converting right now.
Yeah. Go out, threaten people, straight to heaven.
I think Christopher Mouty is actually listening. I'll just repeat what I said earlier. We were sort of saying, Chris, that part of the reason that Andy's CamCap failed is because with every CamCap sold, they sent out a free DVD of Meeting of the Minds.
Wow.
But although they did find a use for it as an extra large washer, to keep the camera on the cap. So it did have its uses, which is different to when it was on air. Well, there you go.
Yeah. That and scaring birds over your strawberry patch.
Oh dear. That's my aim, is to get a Malty Comet in every single show, because he deserves it.
With
Worked-
every team, you get a copy of Wasp on the Moon. That's a good.
The funniest bit was when Wayne said he had some boring cunts on there, and Chaz said I was on there twice.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, right?
And then Wayne remembered he'd been on.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, everything on New Covenant Group, which is that's where it were, has to go via the approval of the NCG board.
Is there a board?
But there's a fucking board. Yeah, board of directors, whatever it is.
Ned Cunningham's
I think I'd be bored of
Hang
directing.
on. Right, the thing is, how the hell did this, right? How did this idea get past the get approved by NCG board, right? Just imagine Chris saying, "Hi there, guys. I've got an amazing idea for a show. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be really awesome. A really awesome show in which I'm going to be super, super amazingly nice to Arcane Logos and M42 Pillbox." How the fuck did that get approval?
I know, no idea. I think they're all drunk.
But then, hang on, one thing. I know the answer. Alex Greco told me the answer to this. It's because Dr. Jones is on the board, and everything, according to Dr. Jones, everything is awesome.
Yeah, and then they had Nate Cunningham on it, and it went sucky.
Chris, that's really, really awesome.
In lots of places.
Yeah.
On the Google Plus feed with how to make a hat cam.
Yeah, you can actually. Matella brought out a Nate Cunningham doll that comes with real moving jazz hands as well. And you can buy them. There's lots of dolls in lots of places. Oh dear.
Ah, well,
Anyway.
that's it probably to this week, I guess. But we've got we're out from our usual slot of Wednesday. We'll probably go back to Wednesday, won't we, Mark?
Yeah, it's only because you can't make it tomorrow, so that's.
No, I'm off trying to find new places to bury the bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a nice place in Dover where you won't even have to worry about ghost hunters.
Where's that?
Well, it's this detached bastion.
Yeah, where you can find pizza-headed demons and flat dogs.
I also know of a place where nobody ever goes, which would be a good place to store bodies.
Is that
Andy Jack's storage garage?
Dodgy Dave's bed.
Swindon.
Swindon. It's the place where Andy Jack stores his caps. No one ever fucking goes there.
I'd laugh when we go to Swindon and then everyone's actually wearing a cam cap.
I know. I don't reckon I'll ever be able to go back now.
I just got this image of two people sat in a bar somewhere in China with $2,000 in cash having a fucking whale of a time. Oh dear. He thinks we said Bolt! Anyway.
Are we wrapping it up and saying any final remarks?
You can if you like. Yeah. Go ahead. Hello, Wolf. Did somebody fart then? No.
I've been farting all this hangout, but they were silent ones.
Any final remarks? We've got a couple of minutes left before Talking Shit Tuesday starts, so do you want to...
the link's already out for Talking Shit Tuesday.
Yeah,
Join link, bring your porn.
Andy Jack, stop being a cunt and hit the mark. Free speech, bitch.
Yeah, just a free advice. If you register a domain and you put your own home address, that's public domain. If you don't want to do that, there are proxies which can register the domain for you. But you cannot complain to have your home address with the number and all of that and then put it on public domain by registering a home a website or a domain. It's so stupid. It beggars belief. It is nothing fancy. It's no super technical stuff to find out who has registered a domain, and those are public records. So
yeah.
Thanks for that. So that's another £1,000 for our technical advisor.
Consultancy costs.
Consultancy costs, as well as the £1,000 for the sponsorship, less the 400 quid that you want for us to punch a face in. So with that, I'll say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Those that did.
Those that didn't, fuck the lot of you.
Can I just make one last word?
Go on then.
Before you go off there?
Go on then.
Cunt!
Good night, everybody.